24th South African Association of Public Administration and Management annual conference gets underway this morning in the town of Thohoyandou in the Limpopo Province, and that's the northernmost province in South Africa. The event brings together academics, policymakers and public sector leaders from across the country to explore ways of building state capacity, improving governance and shaping policies, all against the backdrop of South Africa's current rotating G20 presidency. Well, we're now joined on the line by Professor John Molepo, who's the Executive Director of the South African Association of Public Administration and Management, to tell us a little bit more. Thank you so much indeed for joining us, and a warm welcome to you, Prof.
Thank you, Peter, and thank you to your listeners.
So for our listeners who may not be aware, and many beyond our continent not familiar with SAAPAM and its annual conference, what does this 24th edition about, and what stands out about it?
Well, the 24th annual conference is the gathering of both academics and also public sector practitioners to come and deliberate on topical issues, particularly building state capacity, looking at its prospects and challenges. So this conference gathers annually, which will take later this year in September, from the 21st until 26th September, where we'll be having policymakers, where we're going to have the academics, scholars, intellectuals, going to have research institutions, government departments to come and share ideas. And we're hoping from this particular conference that we are going to deliver a policy brief, and then also some of the papers that are going to be presented should also form part of the policy brief that will be submitted to government. But there are also various activities within the conference that take place. We'll be having Dr. Naledi Pandor will also deliver a lecture, President Mashatile, former President Kgalema Motlanthe will also form part of the conference just to deliberate and interact with the scholars in Africa at large and globally on issues of public affairs. So the conference will start from the 21st and end on the 26th September with various topical themes, including G20, local government, issues of sustainability, climate change, and many other important aspects that refers to public affairs. So we are anticipating close to 800 delegates to come to Thohoyandou just to reflect on these topical issues and see how we can pave a future for our government. There have been many talks for this particular conference. We just don't want it to be that expensive talk, but we also want to have a tangible outcome as a policy brief, as a document that will find expression in the policies of the government.
An interesting theme there, building state capacity, prospects and challenges. What are some of the urgent governance challenges do you think that are on the table that are really relevant right now that will be explored?
Well, besides the issues of transparency and accountability, corruption, and many issues, including the professionalization of the public sector. So these are the issues that we are going to look into, the issues of skill deficit that are there and how best we can do as public affairs to ensure that the skills that we have can complement the skills that are needed in government in order to pursue the professionalization of the public sector agenda. So those are the central issues that comes that will be deliberated at the conference.
So the conference is being held in collaboration with partners like the University of Venda, the Department of Public Service, Administration, National School of Governments and others. How do these partnerships enhance the outcomes of the conference in your view?
Well, there's been a cry that academics speak alone. So the partnership with this important institution, it's an interface between academics and those who are in practice, just to come and share experiences and also come with a policy direction that could have encompassed both academics and also the living experiences of the practitioners. Because of academics has been theorizing this issue. Now we have partners who deal with this thing on day-to-day basis. So therefore, if we bring them together, it becomes a praxis where I believe we're going to have tangible results.
And South Africa holding the G20 presidency, significant this year. How does this global responsibility, in your view, influence the kind of conversations that are going to be held on governance and state capacity this year, as opposed to other years where the G20 isn't a factor, really?
Well, we're hoping from the discussion that will be held later this year, obviously culmination from many activities, and SAAPAM has been also part of various activities. So what is central to us is that the G20 should derive and seek to address some of the challenges that we have in the country, the question of financial stability and some of the resources that are needed in the country. I think through the G20, we are able to also have an expression on how they can assist in ensuring that the professionalization of the public sector is being embedded through their lived experiences in their particular countries. Maybe it should be a lesson learned. But what is central to us is that the G20 should also, when it ends in South Africa, we should be able to see that the ordinary lives of South Africa has changed. Maybe this could be through the investment that we could see in South Africa. And not only the debates, because we can debate and talk and nothing happens. So we want to see tangible results in South Africa, maybe addressing such issues of inequality, financial stability, and resources that South Africa really needs to advance and tackle some of the pending issues such as unemployment and so on.
So I know that one of SAPAM's goals is to influence policy and governance reform. What practical policy reform recommendations are you hoping will emerge from this year's discussions?
Well, for us, we have galvanized support and advocated for the professionalization of the public sector, which is now found the expression in the cabinet. This is policy of government. So I think this is what was the advocacy that SAPAM has done. But we're also hoping from this conference we can see how the implementation of this professionalization, how far it goes to. So these are the issues that we want to see. But not only these issues of professionalization. We are hoping other issues that will be discussed will also find expression because of where various experts and academics from different fields will be able to deal with governmental day-to-day issues. And we're hoping that from there, the discussions that will arise from there will find expression on the policy brief that will be submitting to government to see what the practitioners and also academics are saying and what they propose to happen in the country.
So ever since I became a journalist, ahead of conferences, I always ask the same question, and I always get the same answer that we don't want this to be just a talk shop. So what are you going to do to translate what is discussed and what is offered as perhaps solutions into real action that's doable and implementable and actually gets done?
Look, for us, we have these important departments, particularly DPSA, which is a policy department where it give directive to the various government departments. Look, in terms of the professionalization, the one that we have galvanized or advocated at SAPAM, it has found expression in the government. This is through the culmination of our conference, the annual conference that we have. But also, we have seen some of the implementation taking place in terms of the directives from the DPSA, informing people, various government departments, what needs to happen in their department. But not only that, Rapita, we are also going to find expression in terms of the curriculum, because of they've been saying that students that we feed them are not necessarily fit for purpose in the industry. So with such kind of conference, we are then able to address the curriculum that will address some of the challenges in the conference and also in the industry. So I'm thinking the conference where it is with our partners, we are ready to at least bring tangible results. And I'm sure after this conference, Barapita, I'll definitely come to you and tell you this is what we have agreed and this is what we're going to do. And we're going to put timelines to demonstrate to you that this is indeed what we want to achieve.
All right, so we're running out of time, but very briefly, how do young people get involved in something like this? Because a lot of the times we discuss big issues, and yet it's the young people that are most affected. Do they have a voice at platforms such as this, and are their issues ventilated?
Peter, I want you to come to SAAPAM conference. You'll see young people confronting the leaders of various government departments to tell them how they feel, how they want to see their country happening. So SAAPAM conference is precisely young people who are there to participate. But those who want to participate and join in SAAPAM, you're more than welcome. Our website is www.saapam.co.za, and alternatively, you can even directly contact me on 076 750 2300. 076-750-2300. We are still waiting for people to come to Thohoyandou to find expression and discuss and come with tangible results that will inform policy briefs in our government.
Prof, we wish you the very best, and any positive outcomes I know that might come out of there will certainly affect us all as citizens. So we wish you the very best with this conference. Thanks so much indeed for your time.
Thank you. See you in Thohoyandou.
Thank you. That's Professor John Molepo, Executive Director of the South African Association of Public Administration and Management, SAAPAM, on the very important upcoming conference.